X-Force is on a mission to kill the child version of Apocalypse before he can grow into a threat he's destined to become. The wall bursts inward as X-Force crashes in. Psylocke stands her ground instantly, stepping in front of the terrified child with her sword raised, her body acting as a shield. Around her, the rest of the team closes in. Wolverine crouched and ready, Archangel looming with his wings spread. Deadpool and Fantomix watching closely, all of them focused on the target. But then they hesitate. Because Psylocke doesn't move, her grip tightens on the blade. She makes her stand clear. "You will not touch a single hair on this child's head." She warns that anyone who tries will have to go through her. Wolverine steps in with his hands slightly raised, trying to cool things down. "Okay, Bats, ease down." But Archangel isn't having it. He argues that man or child letting the boy live leads to the same outcome, while Psylocke fires back that he's still just a child and can be trained, can be saved. Only for Archangel to snap and call him no innocent child but a bloodthirsty monster, which she refuses to accept, challenging him. If they kill a boy for what he might become, what does that make them? Yet Archangel answers without hesitation that it makes them heroes. Heroes who stop the Armageddon that thing will one day cause. When she questions how he can be so certain, he cuts it off cold, insisting Akaba made this doe-eyed child to deceive them, and right now, it's working. Archangel pushes forward, insisting that no amount of care or guidance can change what the boy is, calling him something beyond saving. "There's no rehabilitating that thing." But Psylocke refuses to accept that and fires back, reminding him of his own past and asking if he wouldn't have wanted the same mercy when he was lost, when he became Archangel, forcing him to confront the truth that his mind begins to fracture under the pressure, torn between his will and the darker voice inside him commanding him to serve, to kill, to protect his master, to end it now while he still can. In that moment of inner conflict, Psylocke strikes first, slashing at his wings and warning him he'll regret this, but Archangel lashes back immediately, hitting her as she curses him. Wolverine steps forward and stands directly in front of the child, staring down at him in silence while the boy cries helplessly. Behind them, Psylocke shouts that she won't allow this, but Archangel fires back that he isn't asking. His mind still battling itself with violent thoughts pushing him toward killing. And then he turns towards Wolverine and orders him to do it now, putting the decision in his hands as Deadpool watches in disbelief and Fantomix remains still, observing, while Wolverine slowly extends his claws as the crying boy looks up at him. Psylocke breaks the moment by driving a kick into Archangel's head and shouting, "Stop it right now, or I'll..." But Archangel turns it back on her, challenging what she's willing to do to save the boy, asking if she would really kill for him. Psylocke hesitates, and that's when Wolverine finally steps in, saying enough, backing Psylocke and making it clear they shouldn't go through with this, then offering his hand to Archangel to pull him up from the ground, trying to de-escalate everything. And for a brief moment, it works, as Archangel takes the hand and starts to agree with him. But Archangel turns mid-sentence and lashes out, striking both Psylocke and Wolverine while declaring that even if they shouldn't, they must. Then pushing forward toward the child with unwavering intent, consumed by what he believes is the truth, he tells the boy that he knows what's inside him. "You put a piece of it in me. You will grow to hurt millions of people." But the boy, terrified and trembling, pleads that he won't, swearing he'll never become that, only for Archangel to reject it completely. In anger, he says, "You can't help yourself. You are Apocalypse." Archangel gets ready for the final strike, screaming as he prepares to kill the boy, but at the last second, something inside him breaks, his body freezing as he clutches his head. "No!" He collapses to his knees, shaking and barely holding himself together as he admits he can't do it, that he doesn't have the strength to go through with it. "God help us all. I can't do it." Psylocke rushes to him, wrapping her arms around him from behind and reassuring him that they understand, that all of them do, while Wolverine steps in and agrees that this is the right choice, saying they'll take the boy back, rehabilitate him, train him into something better. But before he can finish, a sudden gunshot cuts through the moment, stopping everything cold as they all turn in shock to see what just happened. The boy lays on the ground, a bullet through his head, blood spreading beneath him as his body goes still. Smoke curls from the barrel of the gun as Fantomix stands there, the one who pulled the trigger. Around him, Wolverine, Archangel, and Psylocke freeze in shock, staring at him in disbelief. Before anyone can even react, everything begins to shake violently, the ground rumbling beneath them as everything starts to destabilize, throwing them off balance. A voice cuts through the chaos, announcing that a teleport jump will occur in 20 seconds. Fantomix speaks up, explaining that the ship is repaired and he can't stop it from teleporting again, making it clear they have no time left. One by one, the team begins to move, forced to leave the scene behind despite what just happened. But Fantomix lingers for a moment, standing over the boy's body, looking down at him before finally reaching out and closing the boy's eyes. A quiet, final gesture before he turns and walks away. X-Force returns to Earth, the mission technically complete, but the weight of what just happened hanging over all of them. No one speaks. No one looks at each other, each of them lost in their own thoughts as reality settles in. This wasn't a victory, just a choice they have to live with now. Sometime later at Cavern X, the team gathers around a table inside the cavern as Wolverine arrives, clearly irritated. "Okay, Warren, I'm here." But before immediately complaining about being pulled in too many directions and questioning why this meeting was called during his Avengers time, Warren explains that Deadpool called it, and Deadpool admits he figured no one would actually show up if he sent the call, prompting a sarcastic jab from Wolverine about having some brains. Before Warren cuts the tension and demands focus, asking if they're in danger, but Deadpool clarifies that it's not about danger and hesitates, unsure how to even begin, admitting there's no one else he can talk to about this and that he reached out because he didn't know where else to go. Deadpool admits he's been struggling with what happened on the mission, dealing with flashbacks and sleepless nights, while Wolverine immediately shuts him down. "This a joke? So you called us here for what? Therapy? You want to sit around and gab on feelings? Have a good cry?" Deadpool tries to explain that this isn't easy for him. "I'm having a tough time. This isn't what I signed on for." Wolverine snaps hard. "Wrong. This is exactly what you signed on for, to the letter," insisting they knowingly took on something terrible for the greater good of the entire world and that none of them should expect to sleep peacefully after doing what they do, then warns the entire team that if anyone has doubts about their mission, they should leave now because there's no time to agonize over every decision and that they did the right thing. End of story. But Deadpool pushes back, pointing out that in that room, once they realized the target was just a kid, they all agreed it was a mistake. Wolverine snaps and grabs Deadpool. Furious, he insists that what they agreed on was killing Apocalypse and that was the mission from the start, refusing to accept any guilt and claiming he doesn't lose sleep because they did the right thing, while Psylocke cuts through him, questioning who he's really trying to convince. Wolverine doubles down, saying bringing the boy back was a moment of weakness and that Fantomix saved them from it. But Deadpool pushes back hard, calling it what it was. He murdered a kid. And even as Wolverine argues that they saved the world, Deadpool admits that justification doesn't help him, which leads Wolverine to lash out personally. "Nothing can help you, Wade, because you're in this for all the wrong reasons." Wolverine accuses him of being nothing more than a selfish, heartless mercenary motivated by money, but as Deadpool turns and walks away, he fires back one final truth. "Yeah, but I never killed a kid." After Deadpool walks out, Wolverine tells Warren to cut him loose from the team, saying missions are already delicate enough and a dirtbag mercenary like him can't be trusted. But Warren calmly reveals something that immediately shifts the moment. Deadpool has been working for him for over a year and hasn't cashed a single check, not once, which visibly shocks Wolverine and leaves him standing in disbelief. His assumptions suddenly fall apart. Psylocke then places a hand on Logan's shoulder, gently telling him it's been a terrible stain on all of them and that no one blames him. But he immediately pulls away from her, refusing the comfort, and walks off, shutting everything down. Do I look worried? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.